All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of SQL's most powerful tools, a real super sleuth for finding hidden information. We're talking about the left join, your new secret weapon for uncovering what's missing in your data.
So, picture this. You run a query to see your customers and what they've ordered. But something's weird. You know you have more customers, but the ones who haven't bought anything, they just vanish from your results. A regular join just can't show you the whole story. So, how do we fix that?
Well, it all comes down to the kind of join you use. Think of an inner join like a super strict bouncer at a club. If your name isn't on both lists, you're not getting in. Simple as that. But a left join? It's way more relaxed. It says, hey, everyone from this first list, the left list, you're all welcome. And if you have a friend on the right list, bring them along.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with what a left join actually is, then we'll see it in action. After that, we'll unlock the power of its secret weapon, a little something called NULL. Then, we'll get into some pro-level moves before letting you try it out yourself. Sound good? Let's go.
Okay, so let's put an official definition on this thing. What exactly is a left join?
Here's the official scoop. A left join makes one simple promise. It will give you every single record from your first table, the one we call the left table. If it finds a match in the second or right table, great, it brings that data along for the ride. And if it doesn't, it just leaves a little placeholder called NULL. And that placeholder, well, that's where the magic really happens.
Okay, theory is one thing, but seeing it work with a real example, that's when the light bulb really goes off. Let's get our hands dirty.
So check this out. We've got two simple tables. On the left, our customers table, Rahul, Priya, and John. On the right, our orders table. Now you can clearly see that Rahul and Priya have placed orders, but our buddy John over there, he hasn't. If we used a regular inner join, John would be completely ignored.
And this is the simple bit of code that makes it all work. We're selecting the customer's name and their order ID. We start from the customers table. That makes it our left table. Then we say left join our orders table, telling SQL to connect them on the customer ID column.
And boom, take a look at the result. It's perfect. Rahul and Priya are there with their order numbers, just like we'd expect. But the most important part, John is still on the list. And right next to his name, where the order ID should be, we see that special value, NULL. He wasn't forgotten, he was included, and that's the whole point.
Okay, so let's zoom in on that NULL value. Because it's not an error, it's not a mistake, it's actually really useful information.
You've got to start thinking of NULL not as an empty space, but as a clue. It's SQL literally raising its hand and telling you, hey, just so you know, I looked for a matching order for this customer and I couldn't find one. This is how you go from just seeing data to finding what's not there.
It's a really simple three-step recipe. First, you do the left join to make sure nobody gets left out. Second, you add a where clause to start filtering. And third, you specifically target those rows where the order info is null. And here's what that looks like in a real query. It's almost identical to our first one, but we've added that critical where clause at the very end. If you run this, you won't see Rahul or Priya. You'll get just one result, John. This is, hands down, one of the most valuable ways to use a left join.
Awesome. You've totally got the fundamentals down. Now let's level up a bit and see how the pros use this in everyday situations.
The key concept here is optional relationships. A left join is your best friend anytime the link between two tables isn't the guarantee. You know, a customer can exist without ever placing an order. A student can be registered at a school without signing up for a specific class. These are the perfect scenarios for a left join.
Okay, here's a little pro tip that's going to make your life so much easier. Instead of typing out those long table names over and over, you can give them short nicknames or aliases. Right here, we just call customers C and orders O. It does the exact same thing, but it makes your code way cleaner and faster to write.
And get this, you're not limited to just one join. You can actually chain them together. In this query, we're starting with all our customers, then using a left join to grab their orders if they exist, and then chaining another left join to pull in payment info if that exists, all while making sure every single original customer stays in our results. Pretty cool, right?
And trust me, this isn't just for homework problems. Out in the real world, you'll use this constantly. It helps you answer really important business questions, like which of our products have literally never been sold, or which users haven't logged into our app in the last month. These are all classic left join detective cases.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground.
But the absolute best way to make this knowledge stick is to actually put it into practice. So let's do a super quick recap. A left join keeps everything from the left table, no exceptions. Unmatched rows aren't deleted, they just get null values. And that null is your big clue for finding missing connections. It's simple, powerful, and incredibly effective.
So, I've got a few challenges for you here. They start easy and get a little more interesting. Go ahead and pause here and give them a shot. You already know the logic for the first two, and that third one? It uses the exact same pattern we've been practicing. You've got this.
And really, if you remember just one thing, let it be this. Mastering the left join takes you from just reporting on the data you have to becoming a detective who can investigate the data you don't have. It's a total game changer.
So, I'll leave you with this. Now that you have this tool in your toolkit, what missing data will you go out and uncover? Think about it. What questions can you finally answer now? The power is in your hands. Go find out what's missing.